Well, feels good to be back. Tyler Fernandez here with head coach Will McCoy. It's good to see you again. I know it's been a bit of a month hiatus since the last time we saw you. But let's talk about a little bit about, I know obviously it's been a little bit for me, but 3 games in 5 days. Played Marion Catholic. Tough loss to them, but they're a really good team out of Illinois.
Yes.
Slight win against Franklin Simpson, and then unfortunately the fall at BGHS Arena to Bowling Green. One of the most fascinating things I don't think I've ever heard in my life, Nick Simpson being held to no field goals. Which, what did Bowling Green's defense do really well to slow him down?
You know, they made it really tough for him that night. They had a good game plan with Nick, and I've got to do a better job of getting creative ways because we know that's how he's going to be guarded. So that starts with me. I've got to go into games knowing that's probably coming, and he did a good job of not over-forcing. You know, he shot 8 shots. It's not like he shot 18. He didn't shoot us out of the game. He took care of the ball. He only had 2 turnovers, and to handle the ball as much as he does, that's really solid. But obviously, it's pretty tough for us to win games like that if he's not in the scoring column at least a little bit. So we're going to try to be better prepared for that if we see those guys in the future.
I know a couple of things have happened since I've been gone. Unfortunately, it's obviously the injuries to Nick and is also Ajari, but both guys are back. How important is it to have those two back in the starting rotation? Because I know you've gone up against teams that's like, man, we could have needed those guys.
Yeah.
Especially like this example obviously was Central, but how important is it to have those guys back now?
Man, I mean, you know, they're obviously 2 pretty big pieces to what we do, and they were in our starting 5 as we got off to such a good start there to the first 12, 13 games. So, and it's a full team deal, but you want as many guys on your team healthy as you can. So Ojari has kind of been easing back in, and Landon's done a great job playing bigger minutes with him out. But I think both of them are at their best when they're kind of working together and splitting time and kind of a different role for each of them, and they both bring different things. But Ojari's kind of been more of our steady interior defender. And he also played really aggressive on the offensive side Friday, so we were proud of him. We're hoping that can continue as that thing gets closer to 100%. And Nick looks good. Health-wise, I think he's good. We had a rough one, and I think we got that under the tires there and can kind of just continue on from that. I just have a feeling he's about to have a really good bounce back week.
Without a doubt. Most recent addition I saw is adding Isaiah Summers to the roster. What has he been like, and what do you think he's going to bring to the team? Because I know he's going to be a junior. He's going to have one more year next year. How good is it to have an addition like him on the roster for this team?
Really big addition. We were excited when we heard he was coming over. He moved over into our district, so it was a pretty smooth process to get him eligible, but like anything, it takes about a 30-day window for paperwork and all that. So, man, he's a very intelligent kid. I love talking to him. He knows the game. He knows who he is as a person. I think he started about 18 games for Warren East last year, so he's not as green behind the ears as you might think from someone who's sat out half the season. So we're just working to try to catch him up. He's playing JV. We're trying to get him worked into the rotation for our varsity group. He's being really patient and a really good team player with that process. But we're hoping we can throw him in some situations here soon because he brings a high basketball IQ. He's crazy athletic. I challenge you to make sure you watch him during warm-ups. He puts on a show, shoots the ball really well, really good corner 3 guy. So he could bring some element that we could use definitely down the stretch.
Head coach of the Greenwood Gators boys basketball team, Will McCoy, joining us now. Coach, before we get into the match against Barren County, I know you talked with Joe about this on the post-game show. You're going up against, obviously, your mentor, you could consider, in Warren Cunningham, the head coach of Barren County. I know you were an assistant there for some time until you took the job in 2019. How much of an impact has he been on your coaching career so far?
Man, a lot, Tyler. I think the world of that guy, and I learned so much in a short window from him. My brother played for him, so I got to watch him as a fan, a spectator, and then got to learn from him. And I still talk to him often. I called him last week over just a situation I needed some help with, and I said, hey, I'll try to leave you alone till we get through our game next week. And he laughed and said, you can call me anytime. And he knows the same to me if he ever needs anything. So think the world of him. I think they do things the right way there. And he runs a heck of a program and just a lot to look up to. So guy means a lot to me. But Tuesday, he's an opponent, so we'll just leave it at that.
We'll be enemies for 32 minutes.
That's right. Then we can be
and
friends
after that,
again.
We'll sing Kumbayas and everything would be just fine.
Yeah.
But prior to you taking the job here at Greenwood, what was one of the important lessons that you learned from that you want to instill or have already instilled into this Greenwood team?
Well, he's just got a great offensive mind. I mean, he's a real well-rounded coach, but he just sees things from the offensive side with a great perspective and point of view. I saw how he managed his time with practice and not wasting any transitional time and just really structured, organized guy. I saw his temperament late in games, the way he managed timeouts, just a lot. I mean, I could have probably stayed a few more years and developed even more under him if this opportunity hadn't arose and I was fortunate enough to get it. But a lot that I still use pretty much day to day.
Without doubt. Head coach of the Greenwood Gators, Will McCoy, is joining us. Now let's get into the actual matchup of Barren County. They've been playing some very good basketball as of late. I believe they've won 4 in a row going into this game against you guys. What's going to be very important, because they got a couple of really good scores that can cause trouble for y'all's defense.
Yeah, they do. They're a good team, and you said it. They're playing their best basketball right now, which is what a lot of teams are hoping for as you start transitioning to February. So got to do a good job on them. They've got some experienced guard play and Tate Spillman, Bray Bewley, and Cade Hardy. Cade's a family member of mine. He's my cousin, so know him real well. He's shooting it really well, handles pressure really well. They got 2 big boys on the inside that definitely play physical and have good length, and they've got some good wing perimeter defenders. They just got kind of a good, well-rounded group. So we got to make sure and get the game to our pace. I think that we can play faster than they like to play. That'll be something that is a key for us. We got to make sure we keep rebounding like we have been, because they rebound as a team. And that'll be some of the big early factors to kind of see how the flow of the game goes.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. And let's add on finally, I know you mentioned a couple, but are any other additional keys that you want to have to get back on the winning side for you guys? Because I know this past week obviously is probably not the way you probably wanted to. So how important is this game for you to get back on track to the winning ways?
Man, it's big. We've got time. We've got time. Nobody's panicking over here, but I would like to see us get back to what we looked like a little earlier in the year. The ball was zipping around, multiple guys involved, had role guys in that 6, 8, 9 point range, had our top 3 scorers getting double figures, and I think that's just who we need to be. Got to get the ball to the right person at the right time, and trust each other, rely on each other, and just keep working through it. I'd also like to see these guys. It's going to be cheesy, but man, I just want to see them have a little more fun. They've seemed really tight since that South Warren loss. They've not really seemed like the same group. I feel like we're playing more trying not to lose rather than just going out to try to take it and win it. So I'm hoping we can get back to that early season team. And the pieces are still here. Guys are getting better and they're working their butts off. We're playing hard. So I think it's just a matter of getting into that and making it happen.
And lastly, I know you kind of touched on it. I know when you interviewed Ryan Murphy, that's who you interviewed with after the South Warren game, was definitely paint defense definitely was an issue.
Yeah.
I think especially not only in the South game, but also I think over the course of the 4-game stretch that you guys had to deal with, how important is it going to be to defend not only on the 3-point line but also in the paint too? Because their teams, and no doubt, I think Barren County will be probably like this too. They're going to be attacking the paint.
Oh yeah, I mean Cade's a really, really great shooter, and they've got other guys capable of making shots, but they're a downhill team, and they've got the 2 big boys inside. So it starts with the paint. You're spot on. That's where we have to live, and we got to be in the gaps. We got to be ready to stunt and help each other. We got to meet them with our chest and physicality. And if not, it's going to be tough for us to win that game if we're not committed to doing that from the tip.
Head coach of the Greenwood Gators boys basketball team, Will McCoy, joining us on our pregame show. Avery, Coach, pleasure as always.
You.
Feels
good
good
to have
be
you
back.
man.
Feels good, man. And
Yes,
best
sir.
of luck to you guys against Barren County, and we'll see if you guys get back on the winning track again.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Tyler.
Yeah, we'll take a break. We'll be back for starting lineups next on Sporting Times Broadcast Network.